Hello and welcome to the Build with Baer Workshop. My name is Pat Baer. I'm building model kits and I'm hanging out in chat. I'm talking to you. We got Lego sets to build today. Apologize for the late start and any other issues that may arise. Hello, Ultron. Harold's in the chat as well. Hello, Harold. Yeah, sorry for issues. We will get started fully soon, but so what happened? If you're a subscriber through the Bear Cave Note, let me know what's up. I appreciate that. So here's what happened. I upgraded to the new version of OBS, and it looked like all my settings transferred over. My profile transferred. It looked like everything it had. Apparently, not everything had transferred over, and my bitrate upload and my stream quality versus low latency didn't transfer. Some settings did not transfer at all. So those just weren't right. And then I went to click live and immediately had some issues. So had to go offline, fix all that. Which that means is a few people might have clicked the link and then I suddenly wasn't streaming and then they, aren't going to be here. Hopefully they'll show up. Thanks to everybody who is here in the chat right now. We'll just said, wait a couple minutes, see if anybody wants to join us. Saturday is kind of our low night, so sometimes we don't get a huge turnout for that. But I'm happy to have you all here. I hope you're having a good Saturday evening. I'm looking forward to building a Lego set. We do have our Bastion here. We're about halfway done with Bastion. We did bag 1 and 2. You can see can throw this on there. You can see there's a LED on there, which is fun. Always fun when things don't remember your settings. Yes, Ultron. It was like, wait, why? Why is this not working? 9 o'clock is fine for streaming. Oh, God. Because immediately the first thing I think of is like, oh, no. Do I have to do later streams now? Is this not going to work? Because I don't want to do that. I like 9 p.m. to 11 p.m. Eastern Time. I think it's a good time for streaming for me. Humbout just subscribed. That is a tier 1, 2 months. That is a 2-month streak. Thank you very much, Humbout, for that. Really appreciate the support. Continued support from you. Harold, thank you for hosting. I don't know if I said that. I can't remember. But yeah. Yeah, and then I didn't even think oh yeah, that's right. I updated OBS. Let me check my settings. Oh, these are wrong. As it is, I'm trying to adjust my recording, my local host recording settings. I'm trying to make them a better optimized for YouTube so they will take less time to upload because they take quite a while to upload. So I'm trying to fix that because I was saving as FLV files and they have to be converted. Wasn't encoding them right, whatever. I'm trying to be better about that. But I hope you're having a good time. I'm having a good time. Another thing that's going to happen tonight is I am going to do another drawing for a name for the model kit, the Goof Custom, because Canadian Papa Bear, who won the Goof Custom on Thursday, did not want me to have to ship him something in Canada. Turns out Canadian Papa Bear is indeed in Canada. So I will not be shipping that kit, and then hopefully I'll pick a name and that person will want it because I want to send them it out. The Goof Custom is a fantastic model kit, so I'd like to send that out to a subscriber, as always. This is a good reminder before we get into this. If you're not currently renewed, make sure you renew your subscription. You can use Twitch coin, you can use cash. Both are great. Anyway, let's go to the Bastion overview. Hey, look, it's me. Hi. So as I said, we've got Bastion. It's got our LED light there. We need to finish the feet because the legs do not want to stand up without the feet. But yeah, we got to do some feet and then we got to do some arms. And so let's get going. These feet are exactly identical, so we can do them 2 at a time, which is nice and easy. Do not have to worry about that. Do this. Oh, I'm going to tweet out that the stream, yeah, have not had a drop frame since I adjust my settings. Just had to drop the bit rate. Everything seems good on my end. So let me just say, I'm just going to tweet out Stream has started. Issues resolved. Yeah. The major problem is, like, I updated, everything, and then can't really test it because before 9 p.m. I can't really stream without there being issues, which are unrelated to the issues that came up. You understand what I mean. It is rough. But yeah, it's good to know because eventually I'll have to update my laptop to the new OBS, and I'll have to go in and adjust my settings again on my laptop. So it's good to remember that is a thing that has to happen. Because sometime in March I will probably be doing a stream from a rehearsal space like I did a couple weeks ago. There's a Saturday coming up where I will have to work. I'll have to cover a shift for a fellow tech. So I will want to stream in the afternoon, and of course can't do that from my apartment, so I'll have to do that on the road. Thanks everybody for joining me tonight. Saturday is always kind of a laid-back stream, kind of a light, quiet chat. I've got some stuff to chat about, and I certainly will talk to you about some stuff going on with me and all that. If there's anything you want to chat about tonight, feel free to jump in the chat and let me know what's up. I always like hearing from you in that way. It's always nice to hear. Got some beautiful orange, some great green. This is a fantastic combination of colors. Of course, I knolled everything here. How did your shift go last night? I will talk about it in a second. Durman says, hey, I just finished putting together a Lego People Pack of Outdoor Adventures. Ooh, I've seen that. That's a fun-looking kit, Dur. I hope you put some photos on the Discord, because I like to see that. And then Harold asked about how did my shift go. It went well. I felt a little rusty. I have not been in a tech booth since the beginning of February. So it was a few days since I was in a booth running a show. I'm still not 100% familiar with the space, so I need a little more time to kind of get fully involved in it. But overall, it was good. The shows were fun, and it was nice to get out of the house and do a little work. I would like to, have a bit more opportunity to. Sorry, look at this. Okay, so that goes like that. But yeah, I would mostly just like to feel just as comfortable in this current booth as I do in previous ones I've worked in. So that just takes time. But overall, I was happy to do it, and end up being an alright night. One thing I'll say, so I get out of work. It's like midnight. It's a short shift. I get in 8:45, leave at 12:15. So very short night, just a little extra work. Like I said, it's not a career. It's not a replacement for my last job. It is just some extra work that I'm happy to do. Finish that up. Say goodbye to the manager. Get ready to go out into the evening. And I'm like, you know what? I'm going to buy myself a sandwich. That'll be nice. Get myself a late night sandwich. This place that's right across the street. It's right after midnight. It'll be cool and fine with no problems. And it was just full of drunk people. And hey, I'm not here to say you can't have a good time out there. You should. Have fun. You're with people, even better. I didn't see many solo drinkers. I saw several, people in groups. That sounds fun. That's great. I'm here for it. I'm all there for it. Have a good time. But 12:15 is a little early to be like anytime okay, so this is what I'm going to say, right? Because I'm going to sound like an old man no matter what, and it's fine. I am well understood that is my deal. I am an old man, comparatively. But if someone's making a sandwich and they took the order with your name. When they say someone's name and it's not your name, don't ask what the sandwich is. Or don't ask, is that the one with cream cheese? Because they didn't say anything about cream cheese. They said someone's name. Just wait. You'll get your goddamn thing. And then at one point, there was a person that just said, I don't remember what I ordered. And their friend had to be like, they'll call your name. And he's like, yeah, but I don't remember what I ordered. And it was just like one of those things where I was like, I just want my sandwich and I want to go. It has been a while since I was that close to like 15 drunk people. Hey, Fire A, happy to have you in here. It's been a little while. Welcome to the chat. But anyway, I know that is just me being a grumpy old, but I was like, it is 12:15. I understand that you must have gotten out of work at 6 or 7, just went right out and started drinking, and maybe you've been drinking all till that. Maybe you drank for 6 or 7 hours, 5 or 6 hours. Maybe that's your deal. I don't care. I just need you to get the fuck out. I got my sandwich and it was fine. But it was my mistake to go to a sandwich place that was so close to public transportation and bars. That was my mistake. I will fully admit I picked the wrong establishment to drink at. There were others that would have served me far better. Or, like there are other sandwiches, like to get my sandwich. Like I should have gone to a different place, a little farther away from the public transportation and bars. I apparently needed to refresh the stream. Oh, hi, Lashbrook. Yes. And how about, yes. I'm happy you did. I did have to disconnect and then reconnect and restart the stream. So I apologize for that. Yeah, I had an issue here. Turns out OBS saved a lot of my settings when I updated it, but not all of them. And it had my bitrate wrong, which was enough to cause me to drop a bunch of frames when I started up. I have not seen that set on fast food lines, Fire A. Have not checked that out. But yeah, it ended up being all right. It was my mistake, but also I was like, this night was fine until this. Okay. Oops. This part here likes to fall there, so we can do that. All right, it stands up now. It's not perfect, but, what is? Am I right? Ha. Ha ha ha. There. It stands up. We'll get it right at some point. Cool. Well, yeah, we'll do it like that to indicate movement. That's pretty fun. Okay. So, yeah, now it stands up. But yeah, I have not seen that set. So I cannot comment on it. Overall, good night. It was a good evening. Was this another thing where I'm doing 2 of them? No, I'm doing 1 and then doing the other. Okay, great. It's because of the sticker. But yeah, I had a nice time. Oh, hey everybody, we got a bunch of people watching tonight. Just joining us. Thank you very much for being here. We're working on the Lego Bastion, and I'm happy to have you hanging out here on a Saturday night. After this, we are jumping to another Overwatch kit, which was sent by Board Ming, who is a fantastic subscriber and supporter. Has gifted a lot of subs. But yeah, we have the Diva and Reinhardt set to build next, so I'm excited for that. But we gotta keep going on Bastion. So we'll get right into that. But yeah, thanks for joining me tonight for some building and chatting and all of that. This is the wrong color. There you go. So if I'm looking at this color, this dark gray, I read as black. I just thought it was black. But it is the same color as this piece. So I knew, since I did not have that in black, that I had grabbed black instead of dark gray. Which is, that is a thing that difference between like black and dark gray sometimes just happens. I talked about this in the previous stream. Dur says, my fiance says, hi, Pat. Hello, Durman's fiance. Happy to have you here. But yeah, that comes up now and again. It is probably my least favorite thing about building Lego sets is just that. But it's helpful to have these pieces nulled like this so that I can easily see, oh, this was, like, I don't have that, so this is wrong. These two are the same color, which means that this is the light gray. Great. All right, we're going to put a sticker on this here. Sticker 3. Sticker 4 we'll get to pretty soon. This is just going to go on the feet, I believe. Play some Hearthstone a bunch today in prep for the tournament that I am in on next Saturday. It is starting early enough in the day that I do not expect to conflict with my build with anything, like with my build stream next Saturday night. So, because it's early and also I don't expect to do well in it. It's it's me playing a tournament. I'm a lot of things. A skilled Hearthstone player is not one of them. I think my deck is very fun. It's not a meta deck built to dominate and decimate. It is a hybrid mid-range / quest with some aggro hunter deck. So it's very fun. I really like playing it, but it's not gonna set the world on fire, and it's certainly not gonna win me a bunch of games. Probably it might win me a few. I might do okay with it. I'm pretty good with the deck. I understand it. I know how to play it. And it's, as I mentioned, I think, on Wednesday, in my stream, the idea is that you build a main deck, and you start with that deck, and then you can do variants of that deck, because you play 3 games, and you can switch after the first one, you can switch to the other 2. But the deck needs to have 25 cards in common. So you're just basically adjusting it kind of a little bit here and there, but most of it is exactly the same. And I'm sure some people will be like, okay, well, this is the version where I put in these kind of tech cards, like this card takes care of taunts, and this card takes care of weapons. I'll put that in. This version has more board clears, because that I think is going to be important against the deck I just played, that kind of thing. So it should be interesting. Like I said, I haven't done a tournament before, so I'm excited about it. And I think I've said this before. Having things to be excited about is incredibly important when you are unemployed like me. I do have things going on. I have. Ooh, did I miss a step? What this? Yes, I did. I missed some pieces here. Oh wow, I missed several steps, folks. I was like, this feels like not that built up, and they weren't that built up because I just missed them. So I'm going to jump back. I wish I was unemployed via retirement. I understand Bishu, but can't all get there. Someday. Yeah, so I missed some steps here. I got to go back. Let's go back, right? Yeah. Well, we could take them apart, or we could just build it on there. But yeah, I totally just missed some steps on this. So strange. For me, anyway. And then, yep, I'm going to have to take the leg off because I just fundamentally did these weird. So let's see if I can disconnect this easily. Yep. All right. I'll take these off here. Oops. It came off. And then, so this is left leg, right leg. There. All right. This happens. You know, it's nice to catch it sooner rather than later when you just jump a step. But I totally did. I think I got anxious about adding stickers or the decals, and that threw me off. But that does happen now and again. All right. So I put those on. Put this over there. I don't need that. So then we got to put this, this, and this, and then. Just go on like this. That's right. Okay. And then this goes across. And then these go in there. Great. All right. I'm figuring it out. Don't worry, everybody. I know you're freaking out in chat, but you don't have to freak out because everything's going to be okay. All right. We'll do that. Yeah, I'm trying to think if there's anything gaming related I can talk about on the stream at the moment. I don't think there is anything right now that I'm working on, but let's see. Yeah, I'm trying to think. Yo to you, and welcome to the chat. Just hanging out here on a Saturday evening, building some Lego, doing our Bastion from Overwatch here. Oh, had a not fun time with Apex Legends. Now, I've heard some people have been saying that they've had kind of less time as people gotten better at it, as people maybe have been doing Anthem or other things. But I've generally had a good time with friends and strangers. But yeah, ran into a couple games last night. Which was probably later than I normally play. It was like after midnight, or so. It was or after 2 or so. So like after 2 a.m. But yeah, just ran into some people that were not thrilled with my gaming, and which is fine. I don't expect to be great at it, but like I like playing healers. I like landline a lot. I like hey, I like a robot that can throw a line and just jump on a thing and I don't know, I like being a helpful robot. I think that's fun. And apparently the game has been out long enough for people to have opinions on what are good characters to play and what are not. And they were not thrilled with my choices. Or my choice, I should say. They were very unhappy with it. So that was a little rough. Like, yeah, if you don't care you don't like where I chose to jump, fine. That doesn't bother me. But like, come on. Be cool. Be civil. Ultron says my friend told me he's getting the Division 2 pre-order, so I guess I'm downloading the open beta for it. Never played the first one. Yeah, Ultron. I didn't. I played the first one and did not really enjoy the Division, and I am not really interested in the Division 2. I hope it's good, and then I hope that people that play it have a great time with it, because that's always my hope when it's about games and such. That's always my hope, is that it's fun and that people like it, but doesn't seem to be something that I'm super into. I mean, I know they're already talking about like, hey, we're gonna have all this late game stuff because it seemed pretty barren, but it's also just like the choices they made and the character stuff they chose to do didn't really appeal to me. All right, great. So now we've fixed that. We finished the legs in a way that I hadn't done previously. All right, so now we're going to work on our weapon. We're going to build our weapon here. So now I need to see, is that dark gray? Okay, so this is dark gray because that's black. Great. Oh, it's time to click here. I still don't understand quite what they mean by that, but I think I get it. The first game is weird. Okay, the first one got to a decent place mechanically by the end of it, which I'm about the division. Though their latest build seems to break on my computer for some reason. That first game is weird plot-wise, as it's all set in winter after you've been playing for over a year. Yeah, yeah. I mean, they went with the whole like Christmas motif, which is interesting. Like it's between right? It's like Black Friday is the event that happens in the game. I'm trying to remember. Um, yeah, that's weird. You think that like it's a weird thing to be like, oh, we have the season event forever. Ugh, that's what we're gonna do. Um, yeah, that seems a little odd to me. Just to me, whatever. Like I said, it didn't feel like a game that it playing the first game, which I certainly didn't play a lot of, but I played some of, did not make it so that I was like, you know what, this game needs a second one. Yeah, Black Friday and the dollar flu, and you're in the place late December. Yeah, that to me that's just the thing where I'm like, yeah, I just don't know if, like I said, playing the first game, I didn't walk away from it going, well, I definitely going to play this sequel when it comes out, which is actually what I felt playing. So right before Assassin's Creed 2 came out, I got Assassin's Creed for very cheap because I had not played it. Um, so I went and got Assassin's Creed. This obviously back in the day, and playing through Assassin's Creed for very cheaply, I was like, okay, I want to try 2. I feel like this engine is fun. There's not a game there yet, but it's a good proof of concept, so I'll check out 2. And I did enjoy 2. Um, I think 2 was probably my favorite, but I did like Assassin's Creed 2 a lot. So I'm kind of in a similar thing, different here, where playing through the first game didn't leave me going, you know what? They're going to nail it on the second one. It was also like, okay. Durr says, posted that Lego minifig pack in the Discord. Thank you very much, Durr. I do have a Discord. I'm going to put it in the chat right now. It's also in the show description after the fact if you're watching on YouTube. I always put that there. But yeah, it's a fun little Discord. I check it pretty much every day. I post photos of stuff I'm working on and all the videos I make, and then people also plug their stuff, which is nice. It's good to support each other. But if you'd like to join, it's very low key and very easy. You can check it once a day and be fine. You can check it every couple days and be fine. Did I write down the name of that anime? No, I didn't. I'll have to write that down. I ended up watching a show that I stopped watching earlier. We'll get into anime talk. Whatever. It's 9:30. Let's fucking get into anime talk. Let's do it. Endro is still very fun. It's not great, but it's good. I like slice of life, as I always said. I like, anime about friendship as the focus. I think that's fun. The RPG stuff is very light. There's a lot going for it that I think is pretty fun. It's fun. It's not incredible. There's nothing like unbelievable about it, but Endro's still a fine show. If you were looking to pick up something new, Dororo, like I'm caught up. That anime is rough. It's a really good fighting anime, and there aren't a lot this season. So if you're looking for something aggressive and like brutal, it gets pretty brutal. I mean, you knew it would, but it's still like a lot. And then I'm caught up on the quintessential quintuplets, which they pulled the move. I was waiting for them to pull the move, y'all. So, quintessential quintuplets. Here's the concept. There are 5 young ladies. Obviously, they're quintuplets, sisters. They're all in school. They're all different personalities. They have different personalities and different things. One of them dyes her hair. They all have different hairstyles. They're all very different. One of them's a model. One of them is a tsundere. One of them is really quiet. One of them is really nice and really outgoing and kind of a pushover. One of them is sultry. The thing they have in common is they're all very bad at school and don't want to be there. So they get a tutor who is their same age and of course had like a run-in with one of them and like a weird thing knows the other one from a thing, and it's the romantic comedy stuff that you expect in anime, certainly of like, oh, I think this one likes him, and then the one that's quiet, whatever, and then somebody like clearly wants to be involved, and blah blah, and hijinks ensue, and it's a whole thing. Just trying to get them to study it all is a whole thing. It's a lot. It's fine. Some of it is kind of fun. He's like, it helps a lot that the dude who's doing it is he's doing it because they're going to pay him a lot. They're rich, so they're going to pay him a lot of money, and his parent like he's basically paying off a lot of debt that his father has acquired. So he's trying to like help his family out. What if your family was an anime starter pack the series? Yeah, a little bit. But yeah, I mean, he's like, even though he's kind of like he's not a shitty dude. He's just studious and like hardworking and dedicated, and like he is an asshole. But because he's like, I don't want to worry about this other shit. I want to focus on like going to school for free and getting, like not having to take out loans and paying off this debt because I have a little sister and I'm trying to like look out for her. And in general, I'm like, okay, that's pretty good. It's not bad. Did I do this wrong? Yes, I did. Did I do this wrong? Overall, I'm like, okay, that's nice. There's like, oh, I missed one of these. That's what it is. Okay, so this goes in like this. Then another one of these goes on. Missed a step. No one has an eye patch, Ultron. But and I'll say this because, dude, no one's going to watch the show, and you shouldn't. It's not great. I mean, Yotsuba, the kind of carefree one, is actually a fun character. She's enjoyable as a character. She's enjoyable to watch. She's probably the most enjoyable of the sisters. But overall, it's not like a great show. It is revealed that this kind of straight-laced guy was kind of like bad at school and kind of a rough kid. And then he met a young lady that kind of changed his life. And it's revealed via photo that it's definitely one of these quintuplets. Now, obviously, that's nonsense. They show this photo. He doesn't see the photo of all of them as a young girl. They all look identical, which now they all look different, hairstyles, whatever, even though they are whatever. But when they were younger, they all look the same. How he does not recognize that and go, oh shit, it's one of you, I have no idea. That makes literally no sense. It is complete nonsense. The fact that they didn't do it in the first episode is nonsense. Like, if you're going to do the fucking, yeah, or like, I forget the show where like, it's the daughter and the son, or they're one's a daughter, one's the son of mobsters, and they're gonna have an arranged marriage, so they have to like pretend to go out with each other, but probably they met as kids. Like that shit is very, it's very anime. It's also very just like what everything else in the world. But to me, I'm like, don't give me that shit at episode 8 of 12. And then also he doesn't recognize it. At least have him recognize it and go, look at the photo of Kim as a rough and tumble kid and the girl that changed his outlook and go, oh God, it's one of them. And now he has to figure it out which one it was. Because also it was like, it seems like it would be important. You're right, Ultron. Also, it's like when they were 6 at the time, so they probably all had the same personality. So it might just be any of them. But I knew that the rom-com stuff was fine mostly. I don't know. It's fine. I'm not gonna watch the next episode next Friday or whenever it comes out, but I will watch it at some point. I'll probably catch up. All right, so let's put our gun here, our turret, in the back there. Ooh, look at that thing. Cool as that. And then, bum 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 bum. Hell yeah. Looks real good. I think that looks really nice. That's bag 3. We still have bag 4 left to build, which is all the other armor. We got to build the arms. We got to build the shoulder armor. We got more work to do. But yeah. I can't recommend the quintessential quintuplets. It is fun-ish and kind of nice, and like there's some obvious stuff like the quiet girl, the Desiree. I forget how to say that one. Desiree. The Desiree girl is like there's a moment where she's hiding from the dude, and she like pretends to be one of her other sisters, and some of them look very similar because they're obviously quintuplets. But the one who doesn't look similar is the one who dyes her hair and wears a bow, so she stands out. And so she like hides herself as that one, which is the one that is obviously not like, yeah, disarray. Yes, whatever it is. It is the type that is really quiet and tries not to show a lot of emotions, but certainly has emotions, and is often frustrated with their own lack of being able to show it off. The Ray from Ava kind of a deal. There's a character like that. She wears headphones so she can put her headphones on to pretend like she's not there. But anyway, she pretends to be the sister that it's very obviously she's not, and it like works. And then it works on the sister, which doesn't make any sense. What would be the Western equivalent to these personality tropes? Well, Ultron, so the most obvious one is the tsundere trope is pretty like it's the push you down because you like you, not willing to admit you like people trope. Like that is classic anime. There is a character in there that clearly like wants this dude to like her, but can't act like it because for reasons, who knows why. The jock, the cheerleader, the goth. Yeah, I mean, there's the energetic, bubbly one. There's the kind of like reserved, quiet one. Like I said, there's the slutty one. She's not slutty. She's sultry. She's the adult one. And then there's the one that's like. They also do an interesting thing. I'll say this. And the rich kid. Yeah, they're all the rich kid, though. There is a thing that's interesting about this, right? Which is there is a character who's not really around. Because she's a model, she doesn't show up that much. And I think that's kind of an interesting idea of like, well, we have these 5 sisters, but one of them we don't need to worry about as much. Because then she can, like, a big change can happen, and then she can come in and, like, throw it into chaos again. Like, well, we all agreed we're going to do this. Actually, I didn't. Basically the Breakfast Club. Yeah, in some ways. It's like I said, it's not a great show, but it does some interesting things, and I do think that the short-haired character, the quote-unquote dumb one, who isn't dumb, is like genuinely an interesting character. I think she's interesting, and I like her. Alright, so then we're going to do this. We're working on the arm here. But I don't know. I can't tell you it's good. I can only tell you that it's on And the latest episode of what is it? Oh yeah, so Endro, Dororo, that. Okay, great. Yeah, and then I've got um, I mean all the good stuff that I like comes out on Mondays, right? I get um, Mob Psycho season 2, which has been incredible and ends on such a goddamn unbelievable go fuck yourself cliffhanger. Uh, Unbelievable how they do you like that. It's like, what are you doing? How dare you? Uh, so we got that, and then that time I get reincarnated as a slime is also a Monday show, and then I guess Boruto. Like Boruto's been fine. That comes out on Sundays. That's fine. It's in a weird little transition here. The last Sunday episode was like uh, Sadara and Sasuke, and it was like, fine. I don't give a shit. Trying to make me think Sasuke is like he's trying to figure out how to be a dad. I don't know. Step one: live in the village with your daughter. It's a great way to be a good dad. Hang out with your wife. Ugh, that relationship is so awful. It's so frustrating. That series really did a number. Really fucked over Sakura. She always got the short end of the stick in so many ways. Haven't followed any anime for the last 2 seasons. Should get into it. Yeah, I mean, so if you didn't watch, the best anime of last year was Laid Back Camp. Laid Back Camp ruled. It was the fucking best. That time I got reincarnated as slime is a double season show. They're gonna do 24 episodes. I think they're episode 20-ish now. That show has been excellent. Thunderbolt Fantasy is great. You watched a good one. Yeah, I'm trying to think about other stuff that I liked from last year. But yeah, I mean, someone was talking to me the other day about like recommending a show, and I said that Slow Start was a show that I feel like no one talked about except me, and I really liked it. I think it is very underrated as far as shows go. I think it was just like really fun and really pure and nice, and it's a bummer that more people didn't check that show out. Has there ever been a series that flips the idea of a filler arc to make it a super important part of the story? Ultron, I can't give you an example of that. I would say, yeah, no. Yeah, because Garlic Jr. sucks. That are like the Heavens Tournament could have been because most of the okay. So I will say that Bleach comes the closest because Bleach has so much filler, but decides to not ignore it because it has so much filler, unbelievable amounts of filler. It has to acknowledge that the filler happened, whereas a lot of other shows don't. Like, oh, here's the filler. Someone got a new move. Oh, weird. They never use that move again. We make this revelation. We look at these characters. Sometimes it fleshes the stories out, and maybe you get like a cool thing with a minor character. But for the most part, it's bad, and it always will be bad. But yeah, I guess Bleach probably comes the closest because it has to keep all of its nonsense bullshit canon. Because it does it so much. There's probably an example out there that I'm not even thinking of. Right, most shows have a source that they pull from. Yeah, I mean most shows have the manga, right? They're pulling from that, and then they get caught up, and instead of just going off on their own, some shows end for a while, and some do filler for a long time. Doing wrong here. Oops. Oh, I did this wrong. Um, but yeah, there's a bunch of different ways you could do it. Um, and there are different thoughts of like what's the proper way, what's the best way. Um, Possibly, a smaller thing, yeah. So the author's writing, yeah. So there's what sometimes OVAs are like one shots that came out later, like a character thing or Story Zero. The two OVAs that came out for Yu Yu Hakusho, you could call filler. They're OVAs, they're extra stuff, but they're based on like stories the mangaka told. So they are considered canon, even though they're not part of the main storyline. And in fact are only available on the Blu-ray release. Um, yeah, and so sometimes you end up with that, some side stories, some fleshed out stuff. Sometimes, if there's a flashback that's not important in a manga, that turns out like they earmark that as, hey, let's expand on that and use that in. So we got an arm there. That's pretty cool. It's kind of stubby arms there. Sometimes they'll say like, oh, let's actually save this and we'll do it as filler. Um, like if they end up having to condense something, they might later do it. But in my opinion, the best way to get around filler is to just stop doing the show for a while. And sometimes you end up with Hunter x Hunter, where they end up rebooting it to do it right because the original break they took, they end up putting out OVAs, which were of mixed quality. Um, but yeah, a lot of times these arcs, like you end up with like Foxy, like one of the worst characters in One Piece. They made a fucking filler arc with him. One of the worst characters in the show's history. And they were like, you know what we should do? More with that character. One Piece has had some fucking filler. It's a lot. Still a lot of shows, but yeah, the hope is that if you have to do filler, and the shonen shows are gonna get that, right? I don't think that Black Clover has had filler yet. I know that Garlic Jr. arc sucks, but I think the Dead Zone could still count as canon. Because it's also like the movie stuff. The Heaven's Tournament is considered canon in the anime because Paikon comes back later. So it's not manga canon, but it is anime canon. They end up introducing that character later again. I think I'm going to pop in my Flying Witch Blu-ray. Oh, well, Asterisk, you have great taste in slice of life. If you like Flying Witch, it's obviously a different show. I highly recommend that you check out Laid Back Camp, as I mentioned. It is the best in the last 6 or 7 years, I would say, slice of life show. Because Flying Witch, like, some fantastical, incredible stuff happens, but also nothing happens in that show. And it's very fun and very good, and I really enjoy it. So, yeah, Laid Back Camp is so fun and so positive and nice, and just great characters, great Chihuahua later, lots of silly stuff. It is the way the characters laugh with each other and play with each other and communicate with each other, like, feels very natural and real in a way that I really like. And also, cool old grandpa. There's a cool old dude in that show. He's barely in it, but that dude rules. Guy is fucking best. Alright. It's working on our other arm here. We'll take a break in a little bit and do a pause for the cause. Try to get you to maybe consider subscribing or becoming a patron or any of that other stuff that we do here. We'll do that in a little bit. But first, gotta keep working on this kit. Do all that. I'm going to have a little water. It's time for a little water. That's a good reminder. Hey, folks. Have you been drinking water? Maybe you should get some. Hmm. Ah, Laid Back Camp is the best anime, says Dur. I don't disagree with you, Dur. It's so good. Um, I wish that it had won some awards, the anime awards, but like I understand it's not everybody's thing. But it's so fun and cute and wholesome and nice, and just I'm really into. I'll say this. Obviously, uh, I am into shows about like people being nice and doing good and having a good time and having fun and learning from each other. I think those kind of slice of life shows are great. That's why I love New Game so much. Obviously, it is a anime about making video games and really fun, uh, but it also is about like friendship and growth, and it's just such a new game. And in the sequel, uh, new game, first season, one exclamation point, second season, two exclamation points. And since we're talking about new game, I will say, as always, I am obligated to say that it is such a shame and a waste that they did not call the second season New Game Plus. Such a bummer that it's just new game with two exclamation points. Dur asks, does Werner's with whiskey in it count as water? I mean, there's water in it. Werner's has some water in it. Whiskey has some water in it. It's not the same thing as having just some water, but you're living your life. It's a Saturday night. Have a drink. As I said, my run-in with drunk people last night, my issue with them was not that they were drinking. It was that they were poor. They were doing a piss-poor job of ordering food and getting that food. It's like, no. Oh, and we had one thing where I didn't even say, I'm getting riled up again. I'll be fine. Somebody went to pay and then wouldn't move. Like, went to pay, got their change, and just stood there in front of the cash register. And my food came. And so I went up to get my food and to pay for my food. And this person was still standing there. They got their food and they're still standing there. And so I was just like, at this point, I'm like, oh, I just want to pay and get out of here. I have cash that is approximate. I'm going to get a little bit of change and I'm going to get out of here. I don't even run a credit card. So I was just like, hey, I need to pay. And then she like looked up at me and then turned back to her stuff and didn't move. And I was like, oh, I don't know what's about to happen here. I can't knock this person over. I very much want to. And eventually she did move away, and I was like, what is happening? So I paid for my food, and was just like, hey, you have a great rest of your night. And then the person that was running the register just said 2 more hours. And I was like, great. Enjoy. Fuck. She watched that. She watched that happen. This person just deciding they weren't going to move for no apparent reason. Don't know why. I probably could have been nicer. I'm sure that I let my frustration show. It's always possible that I could have been a better version of me. But fuck it, I just wanted to get my shit and go. You know what I mean? You guys get it. You know what's up. Yeah. So we're gonna finish Bastion off, and then we will take our break, and I'll, tell you about stuff and ways you can support the stream and all that fun stuff, and then we'll start working on Diva and Reinhardt. That's coming right up after we do this, and then actually we got shoulder armor to do, so we have more of this kit left because we got to put the armor on. Root drunks are hard to deal with for sure. Yeah, I mean it also like. Ultron, as many of you know, the easiest way to deal with someone who's drunk is to also be drunk. Because then no one is responsible for what happened. Or everyone is jointly responsible for what happened. But when you're sober, and especially if you're a sober, large person like myself, I take up a lot of space, I take up a lot of room. I take up too much room, arguably. It is bad news if I am just like in the way. And trying to be cool. Dur says that's why I only drink at home. That sounds great. I don't disagree with that statement. Okay, so, hi. Folks that are watching, first and foremost, thank you very much for watching. This is a great number of viewers we got here on a Saturday night. I'm always a little worried with Saturday. Saturday's always kind of our light show, so I appreciate that very much. If you're not currently following, if you just follow from Twitter or you saw that it said Lego in my title and that's why you're here, consider giving me a follow. I stream on Mondays, Thursdays, and Saturdays from 9 p.m. to 11 p.m. Eastern. I throw in occasional other streams here and there, game streams, usually on Tuesday or Wednesday. I'm going to definitely do a Hearthstone stream next week because I'm gearing up for a tournament that I'm competing in. So I want to play this deck that I have built a bunch and get really comfortable with it. So that'll probably be Tuesday or Wednesday. I haven't decided whichever day I don't want to go out. I'll just do that. But anyway, consider becoming a subscriber. If you have Amazon Prime, you can link Amazon and Twitch. Get Twitch Prime, which gives you a free token. It's just like cash. I get the same cut if you give me $5 if you did the other. So consider doing that. People are throwing the Bear Cave emote in there. I appreciate that. If you're already a subscriber, I appreciate it very much. Thank you so much for that. The Lego emote will be available to the tier 1, the $5 tier. You'll have that very soon because now I can have 2 as an affiliate. I can now have 2 for that tier. But I'm waiting to get my new one for the higher tier. It's coming. Bits and coins, always appreciated. If you can, that would be rad. That is another way to support me. Joining my Patreon. It's March. It's a new month. So consider jumping into my Patreon. That's another way to support the stream. You could also buy something off my Amazon wish list. I meant to record a new video for my Patreon. I gotta do that soon because now I stream 3 times a week. But I have an Amazon wish list. So the next kit we're going to build, the Diva Reinhardt, was bought off my wish list. I have a bunch of stuff on there. I have something from Full Metal Panic, which I've never built a model kit from that. That looks pretty cool. Some papercraft kits that look rad, like a bunch of stuff. Dragon Ball figures, Lego stuff, Gundams, a whole bunch of different kinds of kits are up there on stream, or on my Amazon. And you always jump the line. If you buy something on that, I do it next. So the next couple kits I'm going to be building here on stream, the Diva, Iron Blooded Orphans kit, what is it called? Kamaris Trooper. And then I have this other tiny little Lego set that I'm going to do at some point. That these were all bought off my wish list. So I always build those before I build anything else. Lego needs to get the Dragon Ball license. That would be pretty fun, Dur. I think that would be some big friends from that. Oh, just make a big old boo, or just do all of the Capsule Corp line. Also I have a coffee. That is another way to support the channel. Because anything I make on Twitch, on Patreon, my coffee, all of that, the money goes into funds to buy more kits because, a lot of people are, like if you compare it to Apex Legends, right? Apex Legends doesn't cost anyone anything. You can spend money later if you want. There are streamers out there playing Apex Legends, and that's awesome, and that's good for them. I had to buy this kit to build it, and then I'm done with it. And then I mail it off to someone eventually. But this is an expensive hobby and expensive stream. So if you can, I'd really appreciate anything like that. I mentioned my Discord before, but here's my Discord, the Build Bear community. Feel free to join in if you'd like to do that. And then on Monday, I'll have a new series that I'm working on. I got to finish that up tomorrow. But every Monday, I put out a video on my YouTube, youtube.com/PatBear. I make some cool stuff on there. I have a Let's Play series. I'm starting a new series called Uncommonwealth. It'll be 4 videos. Every Monday in March, I will be looking at the world of Fallout 4, mods and cheats in Fallout 4, and it'll be like a 4-part series that I think will be pretty cool. So look forward to that, please. I'm going to drink a little bit of water, and then we're going to finish up Bastion because we got to build some shoulders for Bastion. One thing I wanted to point out, we talked about this on Thursday, how there are some pieces that remind me of the Pokemon sets of the past. I'll take this off to show it. This piece right here, this kind of circular weird piece, reminds me of the kind of like the not Lego sets, those sets that aren't Lego. Here's a couple more that remind me of the Pokemon kits we've built. Look at these. Look at these yellow ones here. These like weird like half circles. These don't feel like Lego pieces to me. Um, it's very strange. I think they're it's cool because it makes it kind of unique, but I don't associate these with Lego. So that's been a weird thing to look at that and be like, oh, that's odd. All right, so we're doing the shoulders here, and we can do them two at a time, which is great. So we'll just do that. But yeah, we are now in the second hour. I'm going to be building until 11 p.m. Eastern. If you go to my Twitter, twitter.com/PatBear, you will see March's schedule. You will at least see all the days that I am building. Other streams are kind of going to happen when they happen. I will warn you, I don't know what the future brings. I am attempting to get a new job. That could be a night job, and I would have to really change my streaming schedule. It could be during the day, in which case I can just stream whatever I do now. I don't know what's going to happen in the future. I will, of course, always keep people posted, and I will endeavor to do my damnedest to do 6 hours of build streams a week. What that might mean is for the end of March, because I am going away, I'm going to attempt to stream. So basically, let's see, what date is that? So the 25th, I definitely will stream. And the 26th, I will do a bonus game stream, I think. And then the 27th, it's a Wednesday, I'm going to try to stream from my Airbnb. I don't know if it's going to work, but I'm going to try to. And then I will attempt to do another stream from my Airbnb plus that. But what ends up happening is Thursday night, I have a 9 p.m. panel. Friday night, it's like a 9 or 9:30 or 8:30 is the Giant Bomb panel. So I'll go to that. Not going to miss that. And then Saturday night, I have a night panel. So I've got night stuff going on. So I don't know if I'm going to be able to stream. And then Sunday night, I come home back to New York after doing a full day of a panel and then a bunch of hours of selling merchandise and such. So I don't know what that week's going to look like. And then I can't expect this to happen, but a thing could happen that is going to drastically change my streaming schedule. I am auditioning for a house team at UCB called Characters Welcome. It is a character, pretty self-explanatory. It is a show that is all about people doing character performances. So I'm auditioning for that team. They meet one Monday a month, and every Thursday of the month. So I would have to give up Thursdays, and I would switch to Tuesday or Wednesday nights. And that's a lot, because Thursday night is like, that's the night most people watch. Yeah, it is exciting. I'm excited for it, but it does come with a cost. Like, Thursday was the first night I added. When I only streamed one day a week, it was a Thursday night. So the idea of not being available on Thursday or doing very late on Thursday, which is the alternative, is to do a really late night stream on Thursday. It's like, oh, well, if I've got to, I've got to. But the idea of having a comedy team that I'm part of, having a monthly show, trying to work on characters, it's one of the reasons why, if you've seen the show I put up every Wednesday, my YouTube series, Background and Characters, part of doing Background and Characters is getting in the habit of kind of on the cuff working on character stuff. It's not the same. It's not really writing. I'm improvising those characters, and sometimes the ideas are not great. But that's also part of the writing process. Part of the performance is different than the writing process, which is a lot of times the writing process is just like getting that out of your head or failing and just being like, well, I tried this. This was not right. Good to know. Now I can try this other idea. Or I got that out of my system. Or there is something there, it's just not ready yet. Like, If you check out my background and character series, one, please do, because I think they're fun. But two, you'll notice that like some of them are just there's no character there. It's me reacting to the background image that I grabbed on my green screen. Like guy who is bad at being a front. Yes, thank you very much, Ultron. Ultron says that's his favorite. That one's one of my favorite too because it doesn't really rely on the background image. It's just I looked at that image and went, I feel like this isn't an actual store. Hey, Canadian Papa Bear, happy to have you in here. Welcome. Yeah, that one feels like that one's one of my favorites. I think my favorite is the guy who's acting like he's not scared of heights in the hot air balloon, because I stumbled upon a game in that one, like an actual thing you can play, which is it's not just that he's afraid of heights, it's that he's afraid that he if he says he's scared of heights, that his friends are going to make that his nickname. Because the example he gives is they have a friend named Bones who used to watch the show Bones, so they call him Bones. Like, that's it. And he doesn't want a bad nickname. And I thought that was like a fun idea. Yeah, please check those out. It's youtube.com/PatBear. I have a playlist called Background and Characters. They're all very short. But I have a few of them that I think are kind of fun. Some of them are just like, whatever. There is something fun. It doesn't work. I don't know if it works outside of the giant anchors image, but the idea of a DJ who, right before he starts, someone like his co-host gets injured. Like, there was something about that I'm like, this is pretty funny. There might be something to this. I might be able to flesh that out. But yeah, it's kind of just getting me the habit of improvising and working on some character stuff for this team thing that I'm auditioning for, because I think it'd be good. All right, we got the shoulders on there. We are all but done. All we have left to do is build a bird, and then we have to transform our friend here into the turret form, which we'll do. But first, let's build our bird. Do that there. We've got yellow here. Really striking yellow. But yeah, I enjoy the show. So, like I said, I'm not expecting necessarily to be added to the team and suddenly have April, like my schedule in April drastically change, but it could. But everything's up in the air. Like I said, I am, still looking for full-time work. Welcome to the Build with Bird Workshop. Indeed, Asmo. Also, hi, Asmo. Build with Baer Workshop, says Durr. Okay. All right. Okay. Welcome to the Build-A-Bird Workshop. There you go. The Build-A-Bird. We're building a bird. Technically. We are assembling one. Just got to get our little bird friend going here. Put that on there. Put that on there. Some weird pieces. I like that we're building one bird, but they gave me a bunch of extra bird parts. Which, they don't give you every extra piece, but on this one they did. Okay, so wait. Goes on like that. Goes on like that. And then... there we go. Yeah, so let's build this bird. Okay. There's our bird. Alright. So then that bird goes... You can put the bird on the hand here. Like lands on his hand. Just kind of hanging out here. Look at that cute bird. There's that bird. Go to overhead shot. Very fun. Alright, so we're going to take... Why do I have all these extra... Why do I have all these... What the fuck? What'd I miss? Why do I have... I have like I feel like I have like 100 extra pieces here. So weird. Like, I have all these. Why do I have all these pieces? Where'd I miss? What'd I miss? Oh, I did miss. You know what? I say that. I missed a step. That's why I have all these extra pieces. apparently they throw in extras for the one-ones. No, I just, yes, some of the one-offs they do throw extras in, like all these are extras. I did also apparently just miss a step in the, yes, I did. I did miss that. So I also didn't finish the shoulders, which would explain that. Why I have all these extra. I mean, some of these extra pieces we were going to have, but some of these extra pieces we should not. Are extra pieces. They are me goofing up, which makes a lot more sense. But yeah, a lot of times they do throw extras in, which is helpful because, you know, sometimes you drop things. And sometimes they don't give you an extra thing that you're like, oh no, I gotta be careful. All right. That makes a lot more sense. Although I did do this wrong. Goes like that. Haha. See, we're learning as we go. That's part of it. Part of that is learning, the learning process. And we'll just do that. And we'll do that. And we are now ready to put these on. And yeah, now we have those extra pieces, which have nothing to do with anything. They're just extra pieces. Fine. But we can transform this, and then we'll start with the Diva Reinhardt. We won't get too far in it. We're just going to build out of one bag. But we've got, 45 minutes left in the stream. So, okay, so take our bird off. Raise these up. Okay. Pull these down. We are transforming it. So we gotta. This goes like this, like that. Yeah, that makes sense. And then pull this down. Like that. Okay. And then turn it around. And then this goes down like that. And then this comes up. And then this goes like this. There we go, turret. There's the turret mode. That's actually a really easy transformation. Pretty self-explanatory. Pretty easy to do. Obviously no minifigs with this one, which is, I think, why they give you the friendly little bird, because it doesn't have any minifigs. But otherwise, this is a fun kit. It's pretty great. Pretty easy to put together. Any mistakes that happened were me just being weird. But, yeah. This is a pretty fun one. And like I said, I love that it's got an LED battery in it, and that there's like 3 pages explaining what the fuck you're supposed to do with a battery. But we will turn this back into the robot mode here. I'm actually surprised it's a transformation and not just break it down and build it a bucket as a turret. Yeah, Lashbrook, I think that's a nice choice that they that it does just transform. You don't always expect that that it's not just like, here's all the pieces to do it the 2 ways. I mean, it's not much of a transformation, honestly, but it is something. So it is cool that it does it, I think. That. Like I said, yeah, it's not much of a, like the model kit that eventually, knocking over boxes here. The model kit will eventually build, which is the Optimus Prime kit. Like, that's just an attack mode. That thing doesn't transform because it's a model kit. And I'm like, that makes sense to me, that it doesn't do everything under the sun. I'm like, yeah. That works. But yeah, here we go. There's our friend. There's our friend Bastion. Look at Bastion. Being all tough and cool. And we'll go to this. You hear there. I can go there. But that's Bastion. Bastion's done. So I'm going to put Bastion aside. I'm going to have to... Bastion's going to have to get broken down a little bit to fit back in Bastion's box. But I got to take a photo of it after the stream is done to put on my Discord. I do that after every stream. Wherever progress I'm on the kits that I've been building, I always take photos and put them on the Discord. And then encourage people to also put their own photos up there. But yeah, so we've got Diva and we've got Reinhardt here. It appears to be that. Oh yeah, we gotta go. Sorry, what am I even thinking? I gotta switch my images from the side. 2 books here. So book 1 and book 2. Oh, there's some fucking book damage in this thing. God damn it, that's surprising. You don't normally see that in Lego. We will null bag 1. And then on Monday I'll null the other 2 bags. But we'll just do that. And we do have some decals, you know, the brands, the various things we got to do. Does Reinhardt have a tiny minifig head on the big body? Yes, there is a right. There's a tiny man. Yeah, there's a tiny man. That's the first thing we're gonna build is our tiny man for Reinhardt. Apparently, we start with Reinhardt, but yes, we are building a tiny man's who has either hair or has a helmet. Now, I'm gonna tell you something right now. I don't know shit about Reinhardt. I think I played him once. Never played that character. Don't have no love there for Reinhardt. But excited to build it because it looks cool. It is not lost on me that this feels very Star Wars in that I'm building a kit that has a lot of different colored gray pieces, dark gray and light gray, which I was so psyched to get away from with the Ninjago stuff because the Ninjago stuff is so much more than that. Lastbrook says, I need to get back into models. I was trying to play Mass Effect 2 tonight, but it kept crashing, so now I'm flipping houses. Hell yeah, House Flipper. I got to go back in there. I got the update for Valentine's Day, and I don't think I played it since. All right, so we're going to try to build our minifig here. We are doing the traditional knolling just by color because we're only doing 1 bag. So it's just me taking light gray, dark gray, black, whatever, this clear, and we are just separating by color and then putting minifig stuff aside as well. But yeah, I'm just color knolling here. You know, the other 2 bags we'll do, which I'll do pre-show on Wednesday or Monday, I should say. I will fully, like, you know, kind of take like pieces like this and connect them so that they're all together and they're easy for me to find. I will definitely do that. But for now, for the rest of the stream, I am just going to null just by color. And then I'll just dig around and find what I need. Reinhardt is a big boy. That's all I know. Says Durr. Lashbrook says, I really want that landscaping DLC to come out. Lashbrook, yeah, that looked fun. I hope it's going well for them because that looks like it'll be good DLC. This is for House Flipper. Because much like some people I've talked to about that game, I didn't really care about the flipping part of the house. I like just doing stuff in houses and doing jobs, and hopefully they'll have odd jobs involved to teach you how to do the landscaping before they like want you to do it on your own. So I'm interested in seeing what they do with that. Asmo says I should get back into Mass Effect 2, but I'm already way ahead of Mass Alex and don't want to get ever further from their progress. I understand. I haven't played Mass Effect 2 again in quite some time. I could be maybe convinced to do that again. Got a better PC than I did when it came out. I'm sure I could get it looking really nice. So yeah, we're just doing some Nolan now. House Flipper, but the graphics of PT. No, Ultron. No. No scary house flipping. No spooky scary. I don't want any of that. I want nice house. I want even nicer looking. Just nice and fun. No bads. Just good. Just goods. That's all I want. Let's see. Yeah. Like I said, I'm not super familiar with Reinhardt. Um, like I think Sombra was the last character that was new when I was still playing Overwatch. So that should tell you how long. Like I'm aware of Bridget. I'm aware of Anna. Right? Yeah, I'm aware of like some of these characters who showed up to do their thing. But I'm not. You know, I don't remember all of them and what they do and who they're with. Um, I've been keeping just barely ahead of Mass Alex every week so last Brooke. That's awesome. It makes it hard considering how open-ended it is. Of course, like you could just make a choice that they're not going to make, and suddenly they're going to go to a place that you haven't been yet. And a thing that you did as a big firefight, they could solve diplomatically, and suddenly they're done with that planet, and you're like, oh no, but I've got a big firefight, or vice versa. You can suddenly get ahead of them if like Alex makes a choice and you like made a different one. All right, Overwatch. Almost done with our knolling process, and then it'll get time to do the building. I beat the OG game when it was new, Red Dead 2 or OG Red Dead 2. Oh, which reminds me of the last chapter of Red Dead and really need to finish it. Yeah. That's what you were saying. Oh, yeah. Yes, please don't say Red Dead 2. It's Red Dead Redemption 2. Thank you very much. It's the third Red Dead game, even though it's only the second one that comes from Rockstar because they just bought the thing and they had nothing to do with Red Dead Revolver, and no one thinks about Red Dead Revolver. And when you say Red Dead 2, we all know what you mean, but still, semantics. I demand satisfaction vis-a-vis telling you exactly to say exactly what you mean when you say Red Dead 2. Doesn't matter. Also, I never played Red Dead Revolver. I played Redemption. All right, so here's a cool thing about this minifig. We can do, hey, check out my hair and my face. I'm a human that clearly has got some stuff going on, some cybernetics. Or turn that head around, put on a helmet. Hey, look, it's me. I'm some sort of death dealer. Maybe some sort of demon lord. I think we're gonna go with that. But I do appreciate that they're like, whichever. Put a wig on. Redder, Deader, Redemptioner. Yeah. I understand why they called it Red Dead Redemption 2. I do think they should have called it Red Dead something or other. I mean, the only thing I can think of is Red Dead Redeemer, and that's not better than Redemption 2. So, don't listen to me. I dedicated like 2 weeks to only playing Red Dead Redemption 2 and wrapped it up a little while ago. I found it very satisfying. Asmo, that's great. RE Dead Revengeance. Yes, indeed. Red Deads. That's awesome. I'm glad you enjoyed it, Asmo. I have not played it. And will probably get it if a PC version comes out at some point. But I am not stressing about it. Because it seems like the stuff that I would hate about it is very present. And the stuff I would love about it, it's hard to find. And that does not sound great to me, Pat Baer. But I'll tell you this. If it comes out on PC, someone's going to mod that thing or cheat engine that thing and make those horses walk fast. Isk, hi, literally only have time to pop in and say hello, so hello and goodbye. Isk, hello. Let's throw the Bear Cave emote in there for Isk, or one of our VIPs. Always great to have you in chat, even if it's brief. Thank you so much for popping in. Um, uh, really nice to have you in the chat, even for a moment. And hey, thanks everybody who's in the chat right now. A bunch of subscriptions are need to get renewed. So if you use your Twitch coin, you have to renew it yourself because I just had a drop off. It is a weird thing that happens in a combination of people who gift people subscriptions, which is rad, and thank you. But when a bunch of people do it at the same time, and people just change over. But when I end the night with less subscribers than when I started with, I understand why that happens. It still does not feel good. It does not feel bad. It does not feel bad. It does not feel good. Thank you for everybody who is a subscriber. And then, when you renew, make sure that you do it while we're on stream. Or you don't even have to do that, but make sure make sure that you click the thing so the notification happens so that I know that you just renewed, so that we can all give you a shout out and throw the Bear Cave emote in there when it happens. Please consider subscribing. It does help me out tremendously. As I've said on occasion, it is a trite statement, but it is no less accurate. It is awesome when the numbers go up. Harold just cheered, or you can do this. That's 15 bits. Yes, Harold, thank you very much. A chat like mine, y'all are, it's a small stream. It's not hard to get my attention, right? I read chat as I'm building. I occasionally miss some things, or maybe there's something I just don't want to talk about, but that's pretty rare. Most of the time, I notice when people write things. But for busier streams, that seems to be the best way. I just cheered a couple friends the other day because they're big time, and they had a lot of people watching their stream, and I wanted to just say hi, so I cheered them, so a notification happened, and they had to read it. Because sometimes that's the best way to get your point across. Also, because we're a new month, Harold is now the top of the leaderboard as far vis-a-vis bits and cheers. We record that as a monthly thing. It turns over every month. So if you want your name immortalized, however briefly, at the top of the stream, the stream chat, you could do that. I am expecting about the middle of this month to get my next payout from Twitch, usually every 2 months, and it'll be a pretty good one because it'll be the payout from January, basically, when I got laid off, and people were very cool about gifting subs and jumping in here. It was really nice. Everybody was really great. As I said, I now have a little bit of a job. It is not a career. It is not. It is a gig, but I'll go to do that tomorrow. And I'm really glad. Last night was easy comparatively. It was like a jam show and then a kind of like talk show, like a fake talk show. So it was really easy to do tech-wise. Because tomorrow I have 3 shows. 2 of them are half hour and they split a slot. Neither of those half-an-hour shows have contacted me about their show. So I'm expecting them to come try to talk to me while I'm teching the show that's right before theirs, which is a nightmare show. It's going to be very fun, but it is on purpose very weird and also has lots of tech, which I am certainly good at doing. I can nail, but I am still feeling a little rusty when it comes to that stuff because I didn't tech for a while. And I also don't know that tech booth that well yet, so I'm still like getting adjusted to everything. So luckily, the people that this show that has a lot of tech reached out to me. I got all the video stuff today, so I was able to like make it into a PowerPoint, which, hey, should I use QLab instead? Yes. But do I have the time tomorrow to put all those cues in and really make it nice? No. And I don't have QLab, so I don't have access to QLab outside of that, so I got PowerPoint at home, so I made a PowerPoint just to make my life easier. And then my hope is that tomorrow during the day, the other 2 shows reach out to me and are like, hi, here's information about the show that we're doing. Because otherwise, It's going to be a bummer. I think one is just a stand-up show, which, I just need to know times, but I don't know that for sure. The description makes it sound like it is, but it could be something else, and I don't know. And I like knowing when I do that kind of work. People ask me now and again, like, Pat, you did live theater tech for a long time. What are the things you always say to people? So if you're performing anything from, hey, if you're ever giving a talk, you're ever going to people ask you to like be on a thing and do a thing, like do a presentation at work. Some of the stuff that I'm talking about now can apply to that environment. And the number one thing is, if you want like gingerbread, you gotta work. You gotta do the work. When I say gingerbread, when I say like adding gingerbread, I mean another way of saying bells and whistles. Because the thing about gingerbread is, man, when you get gingerbread, you're like, oh yeah, this is tasty. This is great. A week later, you don't think I could really go for some gingerbread. You never. This is hyperbole, right? You never stop and go, I could really go for some gingerbread. It's unnecessary. It's extra. It's just other stuff. Gingerbread is pretty cool, but like, it's not dinner. So that's how I approach tech. That's how I approach it. I'll do whatever you need. I'll do whatever I can. But like, lights and sound, cool music does not replace funny entertainment. A good joke. A well-acted scene, like actually just like writing something. You can't hide behind tech. You can try. That's the thing that I say a lot. And then also, it is unacceptable to email or bring on a USB a bunch of fucking images. Just a bunch of images. Even if you saved all those images and numbered them 1 through 10, because preview does not look good on any operating system. It is never a tech person's job, be that the person that like runs the room at the conference room that you're presenting in, or is a tech at the comedy theater that you're doing a show at, or is you are a guest of someone who is presenting at a conference, and then for your segment you've got slides. Well, if it's just a bunch of fucking images, those aren't slides. Those are a bunch of images. So what you need to do is, and here's the thing that people maybe don't know. I'm going to assume that everyone in this room, everyone here right now who's watching and watching on the stream later after the fact on YouTube, has a Gmail account. If you have a Gmail account, you have a Google Drive. And if you have a Google Drive, then you have Google Slides, which is Google's version of PowerPoint. So you can just in Google Drive, you can do it on your phone. You can make a slideshow, and then you can share that slideshow. And it fucking rules. So don't ever show up with just a bunch of images, because you can also export that as a PowerPoint. You can export it as a PDF. You can just share it. Ultron says, I love it when a group comes in to use our meeting room and they need to set up a laptop and the projector and set up microphones last minute with no warning. Yeah. Why are you doing that to yourselves? As a tech person, part of my job is that people come in to do shows that don't know me. Like, if you need more than 2 microphones at a small black box theater, you gotta fucking tell me. Because I'll get you a 3rd and 4th microphone. But it might be the microphone from my apartment that I brought with me for your show, because I am nice. If your show needs 6 microphones, you better fucking hope that we have 6 microphones. When I do stuff for PAX now, I know the setups, but like PAX Unplugged, I was like, hey, do we have this? Hey, do we have that? Confidence monitors, right? Any room that, I will say this, if you ever do a panel at a room that is streaming. You ever go to a panel in a room streaming at PAX? There's a confidence monitor in there, which is just a TV showing you whatever is being projected on the TV. That is in every streaming room for two reasons: 404ing it and League of Heels. Because I would request it for every 404ing it, and I would request it for every League of Heels, or Aaron requested. And eventually they realized, you know what? We should do this for every streaming room because enough people ask for it. Because it's helpful. It's hugely helpful. But what I didn't do is show up and go, oh, do you not have a confidence monitor? Oh, we really could use is there any way we could get a No. I email way ahead in advance, months in advance, and go, hey, for this show, we could really use a confidence monitor. Is that something we could get taken care of? I did that for PAX Unplugged, not this time, but the previous time, because I hadn't been there before. It was the first PAX Unplugged, and I was like, I don't know what the rooms are like. The room I'm in is streaming. Are you going to have a confidence monitor? And they were like, yes, we made sure we were doing that. The fact that people don't ask questions and just make weird assumptions is beyond me. Be the change you want to see in the world, says Durr. But yeah, I mean, that's part of it. Like, I'm a tech person, so I think about tech in ways that other people don't. And I understand that and I acknowledge that. But like, somebody asked me this is months ago. Somebody was just like, oh, it's such a shame at this venue that you have to use a keyboard. I really wish we could use a piano. And I was like, that space has a piano. They're like, what? But they've always set up a keyboard. I'm like, yeah, it's easier to set up a keyboard in that space than it is to wheel out the piano. But they have a piano. Did you ask them, do you have a piano? They're like, no, I just saw a show with a keyboard, so I assumed they had a keyboard. I'm like, yeah. Well, you gotta fucking ask if you want something like that. And when you don't ask for things, you don't get them. And it wouldn't take an email to go, hey, do you have a piano there? We'd love to use a piano instead of a keyboard. And they'd be like, no, we don't. Or, yes, all right. Or, we don't have one now. Like, whatever. It's not, to me, it is nonsense that people don't take the time to ask that stuff. But I also know that's because it's my job and it's something I've done for a very long time. That's why I think that way, whereas other people wouldn't think that way because it's not their job to do it. But yeah, give them the Casio keyboard. Yeah, right? But yeah, I mean, like, the show I'm doing tomorrow is going to be tech intensive. But the person realizes that it's very tech heavy. And so instead of just showing up with a bunch of videos and being like, here you go. Oh, and I guess we have some sounds. Let me, do you have, that's another thing. Do you have? No, I don't. I don't have that one song you were thinking of. You know what I could have is, you could send me a link to YouTube. You could rip it yourself off the internet. 4K downloader. If you ever need to grab a YouTube video or a song, like a song from a YouTube video, 4K downloader is a program you can download that rips the video or rips the audio. You could do that yourself. You don't have to do that stuff. But I'm always like, send me YouTube link. Make a Spotify playlist and share it with me. You would not believe how many people, months and months into a run of a show that I was teching, said, oh, I always wish I could have my own music, like, pick the music that plays when people come in. I'd be like, you could do that. Make a Spotify playlist and share it with me. Make a Google Music playlist and share it with me. You could do that right now. You never fucking asked. Harold, you're right. Someone should hire me. I'm a goddamn professional and very good at my job. We'll see. Just asking is the easiest way to get stuff done. The worst that can happen is that you get a no, and then you know when you need to work around. Yeah, I mean, that's like, so, this is a while ago, right? This is a few years ago. Oh no, no, this is not. I'll tell this story. The other story doesn't work. Uh, so I am. It is PAX Unplugged. First PAX Unplugged. I'm there just to hang out, just to see what's up. I have no. I have a panel, doing 448 and whatever. Kind of just seeing what's up. I see Ryan Hartman, who runs all of PAX. Ryan says, "How's it going?" Blah blah blah. I'm like, "Good, good, good." You didn't bring the wrestling show. I'm like, "No, because we did. We went to Australia. We didn't feel comfortable running two shows, so that way one of us did. We did Australia this time. We'll do it next year. We'll make good." Like, okay, great. What do you need from me for that? He goes, "Hey, if you're thinking about doing anything more with the show, what would you like to do?" And I go, "The thing I would like most is to be able to sell merch in Bandland." And he goes, "Yeah, all right." And that's it. People ask me, like, "How'd you end up in Bandland?" Ryan Hartman asked, what would you like to do at the shows? Would you like to do anything more at the shows? And I said, "We would like to sell merchandise. And we would love to be in Bandland as like a friend of the show." Because I knew PAX East had a lot of room. And he also could have been like, "We can't do that. We didn't think we were going to get PAX West. PAX West we got because there was a group that was supposed to go that didn't go, that had some issues. And then also some bands didn't need their space. This year at PAX East, there's only 3 bands. There's one night of concerts. The other nights are more live show stuff, which means there's more room. So instead of having 3 bands, they're just giving Dice Camera Action a huge show. Dice Camera Action just needs 1 table. So there's room. But also, Ryan could have been like, "Nah, we don't think that's going to work. We're not really interested in doing that." And I would have been like, "Sure. Okay. I understand." Because they were already letting us sell to the line. We just wanted to have a bigger presence. Because now, especially at PAX East, people ask what our panel is. They're like, "What is this? What are you doing?" And the number one thing I hear at every show we do, because we've now done 3 shows where we've had a booth presence, is, "Why didn't I know about this sooner?" Like, people who are generally like, "You've been doing this for like 5 years, 4 years? What? How come I didn't know about this?" Like, because there's so much going on at the conventions. Like, it makes sense. But now we have a way for people to, like, find out about us, especially at PAX East when they just walk in the fucking door. And we wouldn't be where we are now without that. That is the step up that has been great for us, especially with Aaron having a small business and not being as available to come to things like he used to be. Like, I assume Aaron's not going to go to Seattle. I just assume that. I don't know for sure. We haven't talked about it yet. But I can be pretty genuinely that, like, it's one thing for him to come to Boston because he has family here that he has not seen. So it makes sense for him to, like, come hang out and do a show. Makes sense. But he is a small business owner with a staff of him. So who knows? Maybe by the time September comes around and we're doing PAX, he'll have an employee and he'll feel free to want to leave and come do PAX West with me. But I'm not counting on it. But yeah, like I said, that all comes from just asking. That's such a big part of it that I think people don't think about, and I want them to think about that stuff. I need them to. Like, if it's helping me out or whatever. Like, a big thing I'm sending out as I prep for some shows at PAX East is, hey, if you want to do something different, let me know as we get ready for League of Heels. If you want to join a faction, if you want to have a character, let me know. We can work on it. Because I'd much rather someone email me going, hey, instead of this name, I would like you to call me this, and I have built a character that does that. Well, that allows me to go, oh, that's really cool. You could also do this, this, and this. Instead of you on Sunday going, hey, my character is this, all I can say is, okay, tell Aaron. He's going to say your name out loud. I can't help with it. Or be like, you know who you should talk to? Well, this person's in the show. And your gimmick works really well with them. So I'm going to do that. This ties into what I've heard Jerry say about all the subcultures existing around PAX. And now I'm wondering what I don't know that's just as cool. Yeah, Asmo. I mean, there's definitely stuff that, like, I talked about this. Like, I've never watched Dice Camera Action, right? Never seen that D&D live play, but people went nuts for it at PAX East or PAX Unplugged. That's just a thing that I have no connection to. I don't know the culture of it, but it seemed real cool. But yeah, there's. I always think about that, like, at PAX East, there's always a tiny theater on the 0 level, which is where the queue is. There's always like a theater there, and it's always small. But there's always like it's an extra PAX happens there that I have no connection to. It's a lot of like the cosplay crafting. And I remember one time Chris Kohler did a panel there, and I couldn't get into the room to see Chris because the room was so small, but the people that were there were so passionate about the thing that it was impossible to get in. And I always struck me as being like, oh, this is a PAX I don't know anything about. This is like these people just live on this floor and go to this thing, and I don't know anything. Or like, I'm aware of the concerts, but I don't go to them anymore because I go to night panels. But I go to my friends' night panels. I don't go to see. I'm not going to go see the game shows. Friends of the Table was not at PAX Unplugged. They were. They did a meetup at FlameCon last year, but they were not at Unplugged. Or if they were not at Unplugged. I know at the very least, Austin was not there. Yeah. I know that Austin has done like tentative meetup ideas of doing a tentative meetup at a PAX, but he also sometimes doesn't know if Waypoint's going. It's a lot of times kind of a last minute decision. Now they do have a PAX East panel. I know that because the panel schedule's up, and I want to contact them and see what's up. But at least one, I am going to attempt to get at least 1 or 2 members of the Waypoint staff into some shows that I'm doing. We'll see. They did stand up, sit down in Vancouver. Oh yeah. It is it's just one of those things where like the thing I'm learning most as I attempt to do more of these things is just like communication is great. It's not happening, but there was a chance where I might have someone who needed wheelchair assistance to do the show on Sunday. The League of Heels. It's not happening right now. It did not. Instead of going, oh, I don't know, all I did was email and go, hey, is this possible? And they got back to me and said, yes, it is. They'd have to take a separate elevator because the escalator is the main one. They'd have to take this side elevator to get up there, but getting on the stage is no problem. And I was like, great. This is good to know. That did not hurt anyone. That did not take anyone's time out of anyone's life or schedule. Easy peasy. As I said, it is not something that I need to worry about right now, but it was something that was like good to know about. Good to find out about. That's all this stuff is. So just asking. We're almost done here for the night, but the League of Heels, I put a video up yesterday, Friday, about the I named 3 names who are competing in the Rumble. I, of course, will name more. The return of Felix Kramer, who is our Jeff Greenbelt champion. The Jeff Greenbelt will not be on the line, but we will have Felix competing in the Rumble. Joining Felix will be Harris Foster from Finji. Harris was supposed to be at in our PAX West Quiplash, but due to some health stuff, some food poisoning, he had to put his own safety first. Safety first is his gimmick. And then, rounding out the three names that I mentioned, Mr. Harold Price. H-Bomb himself. That's right. Harold is going to be in the Rumble for the first time. We're very happy to have Harold in there. It's going to be very cool. Excited to have Harold compete. Going to be real good. But yeah. And then the main event is Johnny Casanova versus Dr. Tracksuit for the title. But we knew that, so it's not as exciting. Yo, Pat says Bald Ridge. Good to hear Felix will be there. On an unrelated note, if you got time, check out the web serial Worm. Seems like something you like. Well, Bald Ridge, first of all, thank you for that. Felix rules. I am writing down Worm is web serial Worm. Web serial Worm. Because if I just type Worm, it might not be. But I'm going to type that in. I will check that out. Thank you for that. Always appreciate that. It's a book. Oh, cool. Durman, yeah, I mean, you can't. It's hard not to put your money behind it. But so many members of Run GFB will be in attendance. So, who knows? Who knows what kind of outcome they might lead to. All right, so we're going to wrap things up. We still have a little bit left to do on here, but we're just about done with this part, so we can finish this at least, and then we'll null the other two bags, and we'll finish Reinhardt, and then build Diva as well. But yeah, we got some work done, and then the thing that you can do is, which, you know, obviously it's not done yet, but you can take Reinhardt and just shove Reinhardt in there. It's pretty great. Yeah, science versus capitalism. I know. Who knows? Tracksuit is a special medical powder. Yes, that does give him the edge. All right, so we haven't finished Reinhardt, but we will get to Reinhardt. And we saw some extra pieces, but yeah, we'll know that. So Monday, next stream is Monday, 9 p.m. Eastern Time. Thank you for hanging out. Folks, if you're not currently following me here on Twitch, consider doing that. I do always tweet out when I'm going live and kind of throughout the day, kind of give you reminders, the countdown. But you can also just follow me here on Twitch and set your notifications so you know when I go live. Thank you very much for joining me. It was a pleasure to hang out with you tonight. I always enjoy doing these streams. It's just kind of good for me. I missed building. I'm so happy to do it. Consider becoming a subscriber or join my Patreon. Those are great ways to support what I do here. I will have more stuff. As I said, on Monday, also look out for Uncommon Wealth, my 4-part series looking at very cool stuff in the world of Fallout 4, mods and cheats. Thanks for watching. Have a great night. Bye-bye. And